Hey guys, this is Grant Coombs III, aka Balbomb, coming to you for another video from CardRunners.com. I haven't done this in a little bit, and I've also think that for the most part, these have been some of my most popular videos. So I'm just going to go back to some hand history reviews. As you guys know, when I'm grinding just about every day, when I come across an interesting hand or a hand I really struggle with or something that I might want to talk to you guys about, I always mark it during session and then go back to it. I compile a bunch of different hands, throughout the weeks, months, whatever. And in this session, we're just going to look at really some interesting hands that probably cover just about as many concepts as I can remember. So hopefully the variety you guys all like. Let's start it out here. And all of these are coming from mainly 200, 400, and there's also some 100 NL in here too. So a little bit of mix of the games here. And if it's a particularly big game or maybe there's some interesting history or something, I'll definitely share it with you guys. So I start by 3-betting ace-4 suited, small blind versus button. This is pretty standard for me. I'd say that I probably 3-bet ace-x suited somewhere around 70 to 75% of the time within my range. Certainly going to be some situations such as this one, quite honestly, where I think calling is going to be pretty effective considering we're going to be playing against a recreational player in the big blind who's playing 69-10, which is definitely a guy we want to be involved in. And to be honest with you, I think I probably made a pretty big mistake here by 3-betting, even though it's going to be in my typical 3-betting range. This is going to be a situation where I think it's going to be more profitable just to see a flop with a hand that can really flop a nutted range. I opt to 3-bet here. Don't know a ton about this opponent, but this is the sort of hand that I'm going to be using to find out some more information about my opponent, whether he's going to be folding a lot here or playing back, or doing a little bit of both. So I end up 3-betting. I get called. Doesn't really shock me all that much. I know that he's a regular based on the stats and the way that he's been playing, although he's been rather unremarkable, I guess. So when I'm thinking about a regulars range in this situation, I'm definitely going to be putting in a lot of Broadway hands, probably something like pocket 7s through pocket 10s or jacks. It being forehand and button versus small blind, jacks are probably going to get in from most regulars. And also some suited connectors, 8-7, 9-8, 9-7 suited hands like that. So this is going to be a board that's going to really hit the 3-bet callers range particularly well. Any queen jack 9, queen 10 9, queen X boards are going to be particularly good for their range. And in this situation, sometimes I would actually even check call a flush draw here. But given I don't know a ton about the opponent, I don't mind taking one stab because I do have so much equity. Now, if I had a hand such as pocket 8s, pocket 9s, a total miss like ace-4 of spades, this would be a situation where I would just be check folding completely. Don't mind a check call here, but I'm fine with just starting off by c-betting. Hit, obviously, a really good card for me on the turn. And this is a situation where I think most players are just going to be sort of blindly barreling off, thinking, okay, I have the nuts, and I'm also in a really good position because this is a board that hits him quite well. But I think a little bit of more analysis would reveal that we're actually going to be folding out far too many hands here on the turn. Even a hand as strong as ace-10 here, without a heart, I think would actually find some decent folds, particularly if he knows that I'm a decent regular who also can analyze ranges pretty well. I think this is a situation where he would realize that by me betting the turn, at minimum, I probably have at least the king of hearts in my hand. And if he's on the tight side, folding a hand like ace-10 is going to be no problem. And he's certainly going to be folding hands such as pocket 9s, jack 9, probably a lot of king jacks as well. And when we think about it, even though this does hit his range quite well, and it definitely hits his calling range on the flop and turn quite well, I think by betting, we actually eliminate a lot of his range. Additionally, I think by checking, we actually drastically underrepresent our own range. And I think our perceived range once we check here is at maximum something like jack-jack. Maybe a few really tight players, and also players that don't understand the value of bet folding might see bet or might continue with aces and kings. Might check call with aces and kings rather than to continue with them. But I think for the most part, I think checking does a nice job of under-repping my range and also allows a lot of hands that he has that don't necessarily have showdown to make some multi-straight bluffs here.